just got out of the shower. My hair's looking... I don't know what this is. 80s? We're going to make our midnight drink. Well, not really midnight, but our night drink. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. But I'm really excited because my order just gave me an update that my order is coming in, y'all. Hopefully TikTok doesn't flag me again for talking about it. I don't know what these days TikTok allows you to do or not. But we're going to go ahead and make our nighty night drink. And if you're watching a replay, just say hey. On TikTok, you can't really do that. But we're just here to say hey, TikTok. We didn't leave you out. And I know some of y'all don't really know me, but I'm your girl Daphne, so come say hey. We're gonna we're gonna do our hair routine after we get out of the shower and put in a little bit of some leave-in conditioner. If you guys don't know, curly girl life is a real thing. You got a perfect ratio of cream and mousse that you have to use to your hair, and I'm not even so sure I know what the perfect ratio is. But I just use what feels right. It's so funny. I was watching an influencer on Instagram, TikTok, I don't know. But she was talking about how she was like literally about to be 30. She was like maybe in her 20s, almost about to be 30. And how this is her first time learning actually how to do a curly girl cut. Apparently there's such a thing called a curly girl cut. I don't think I've ever been in a salon that actually specifically calls it that. I usually will just tell somebody in a salon, can you give me some layers while my hair is curly? And if they know what they're doing, they usually will cut your hair knowing that when it gets wet, it's going to shrivel up and get shorter. So they cut it knowing that you have curly girl hair. And that's how you know you have a good, person that knows what they're doing with the salon. Well, I've had a sweet lady that's been doing mine the last year or so, and she does a great job. But it's probably about due for me to get another trim when I'm going to let mine grow out a little bit more first. I can't decide if I want to keep my bangs or not, so we're just going to kind of wait. One thing I learned about me and my personality and the way that I handle things is I got to give myself a couple of months sometimes on things, and if I keep revisiting it and I go, hey Dad, how are you? If I keep revisiting it, then I know that I'll like it. Like, I had a lot of people try to talk me, it's crazy, but I had a lot of people try to talk me out of tattoo, and they're like, just get henna, you don't need to do that, blah blah blah. And I'm like, I'm a grown adult, let me do what I feel like I'm supposed to do. But anyways, I know it's okay if some people doesn't like tattoos, but that doesn't mean you got to enforce what you like and don't like on other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can say that's not something I like to do, but it's okay if you do it. You know what I mean? Like, or not. You don't even have to say it's okay. Just be like, well, okay. Just don't say anything. Sometimes silence is golden. But anyways, so I have a real sweet lady. She knows what she's doing. And like I said before, I knew what I wanted with my tattoo. I waited years before I got a tattoo, like over 10 years. And honestly, it was just because I couldn't decide what I wanted. And after a while, I knew I wanted this tattoo. And I was like, I'm going to finally get it. Now, there's still a lot that needs to be done because the lady that did it tried to screw me over. But she did a good job, at least, what she did do on it. And I say all that to say that I like my tattoo. I don't have any regrets for it. And when it gets old, my skin's just going to get saggy anyways. I think it'll just make it more decorative. You know what I mean? Just like people are like, you don't need makeup. Yeah, I know I don't need it, but I chose to do that. But I'm super excited. I'm counting down. I just got the notification that my rose water rose glow set, so that's the 3-piece I've been talking about. If you didn't hear about it, you'll have to go on my Facebook, but we're doing lives kind of talking about it so you guys know what I'm talking about. Got a brand new launch on a rose skincare set. It was really popular with my company for a while. They had to rebrand it and updo their patents and all that kind of stuff that they normally do as a beauty place every so often, and make sure they're up to code on everything. They're really great because they're European, so they always follow like the best standards. But anyways, I'm going to use this glow set when it comes in. I can't obviously show it to you now, but for my hormonal acne. Do y'all see this right here? And I know it's mostly hormonal because it stays just like a beard right here. If it goes higher, I know it's normally my phone, my pillowcase. If it goes closer to my hairline, it's my hair products, but it's usually that or gut issues. So here's what I do for my gut issues, and then I walk and I work on my diet. But in the meantime, if you are like me and you have hormonal skin, and I've had so many people give me advice, and listen, like, I've had to walk with this now for over 10 years. It flared up when I was in my early 30s. I'm almost 40, so I've dealt with it for a long enough time. I know what works, what doesn't work. But if you feel that way and you feel like, you know, this will kind of help also if you feel like your makeup wears out. Hey, Maddie. Hey, Mabel. If you feel like it kind of wears out during the middle of the day, this will help to refresh it too. And we'll talk later about the benefits of that once I get it. But we're just going to talk about hormones for right now. So if you get the rose water, I'm going to tell you about some benefits that will help you. So maybe you should consider that if you are struggling with hormonal acne. Mine flares up all at one time, then it clears up for a long time until it's that time again. So we're going to get our hormones checked again in our thyroid in July, just like the normal checkup that I have to do every so often with a doctor. They keep a check on, you know, all the lab work. They keep a check on blood sugar. They keep a check on hormones, all of that stuff. So they keep a check on all that. But, one of the things that you might want to know with rose water for hormonal skin, y'all know I struggle with it. It's cystic acne often, so it's under the skin and it's a hard knot, and it doesn't just go away with quick acne treatment, okay? It's around those painful bumps. They're around your chin, around your jawline. That's how you know. I don't know what kind of skincare magic they bottled up into the rose water line, but here's what is going to be a non-negotiable for me. Are y'all ready? Hey, Michelle. Hey, P. Monty. It's going to be able to calm. This is my non-negotiables. It has to be able to calm irritated, angry skin. Do you see how it's like red around certain areas? It's got to calm that, right? Especially during PMS week. That's usually when it hits. It has to balance oil without drying out my skin. A lot of products are guilty for that. Can I get an amen? They are guilty for over drying out your skin, because instead of just balancing out your oil, it completely dries it out, which causes, guess what? More oil to be produced. I know. Isn't that aggravating? So you have to learn how to be able to handle it. I'm just adding my hyaluronic acid and my vitamin C, which is great. That's my vitamin. Is that my vitamin C? So I need to add, hold on. I added my electrolytes. We're going to add, this is the, I'm trying to figure out which ones I just put in. I added the pink one. Now I need to add the orange. I just ran out of my Sambunctus. And we got to add my Restore, which is going to help me sleep. My sleepy drink. It's great for mood restoration of the body when it is recovering, whatever it is, from workout, from fatigue, from maybe something that you didn't eat right and your body's having to process that. You know, maybe you're a little dehydrated. This is going to help give you all the good stuff that you need. And I'm just going to tell you the truth. If you drink it just like this, it's a little much for me. I got to put my stuff in, and I like to put an herbal tea in mine. I don't want to add like Kool-Aid packets or anything, hey Rosa, or anything like that, because it's too much. I don't want it to be sweet on my tea. So I use an herbal tea. This one is peach. All right. This is one of the things you can have an option if you do one of my Mother's Day bundles, only available for this week. I have 3 available. I actually have one person that's penning on it, and I have another person that's asking me, for a rose line. So it is something that's popular right now. You can do the Serenity tea or the chicory coffee with this. If you want to know everything that goes in your mom bundle, make sure you say mom and I'll send it to you. If you want to know more information about the rose bundle, drop me a rose. Okay. I like that I have a Rosa on here since we're talking about rose. So yes, it's got to calm my irritated skin. It's got to balance out the oil without stripping it. And it's got to like flood my body, my skin with hydration. Oh, sorry, it's popped. Which is going to be huge for me personally. I'm trying to let the effervescence flow. Because when you're using acne products, they can leave your skin feeling like flaky and tight if you're not careful. Like I said, it kind of strips your skin. So you got to be careful. What I'm going to really be looking forward to is it healing my skin faster than when, you know, just regular products, especially if I use it consistently. Consistency is like a huge thing when you're using skincare products. Okay. And you can spray the rose water spray morning and night, under makeup, over makeup, midday, when I need to just chill for a minute. And it's going to help kind of become like your skin's emotional support, like mist. So if you've never tried like a rose mist, you're going to get the rose mist. You're going to get the cleanser. That's gel. That's really gentle on your skin for summer and spring, so it's not heavy. You guys like my light? I love that light. It's so calming. And then you're going to put the cream on. So it's just a 3-step, which I love personally. I don't have time for multiple. That is good. When I put that herbal tea in, like, to me, that's like the perfect touch. It was a little much for me without that. If you need my sleepy drink, just give me a little sleep emoji. I'll send you what I put in it. It helps with my skin, helps with my body, and it helps with giving you the vitamins I need as well as mood booster. Okay, so next we went ahead and we, I don't even know, did I just put something on my skin? This is how kind of my brain's been. I think I just did a toner, but I do want to, I've already washed my face. I want to go ahead and make sure that we start working on the brightening. I like to use a brightening line when my skin is broken out. It helps towards maintaining like all the junk that I have going on there, all the redness. It's going to help with the complexion control, all the fun stuff, okay? I'm going to keep you guys updated because I did do expedited shipping. Oh, I did eye cream. I did this is ADHD, y'all. I'm so sorry. But I did do my eye cream. I did expedited shipping on this rose bundle because it is new. I have never tried it. It was available right before I joined, and then they reformulated it, and now it's back again. Okay, so everybody's really excited about it, especially the ones that got their hands on it early. And so I'm really excited to see like what that's going to do for my skin. And with the heat coming in hot and real good and real fast, especially if you're in Alabama with me, we're going to go over as soon as I get it. We should hopefully be by next week since expedited shipping. I got a pre-labeled mail notification, so it should be going out next mail day, which should be Monday, I would assume. So that means hopefully I'll get it by next week. Hopefully, if with expedited shipping, I would think. And I'm going to talk about how to keep your makeup from melting off, and you can use this line to help as well. So I like a good 2-for-1 or multitasking product. It's just ever since I had kids, like it only made sense to be able to do that because I love convenience. Don't get me wrong. Number one. And number two, like I like to work on saving for my budget like any good mom would. So if you like to save on your budget, you want to have multitasking products instead of buying like a million different things. And I remember when I had Xavier, he was the last of the Caldwells, y'all, last of the Mohicans. And, I remember thinking, oh my gosh, this is the last time I'll get to use our little convertible, crib into like a little toddler bed and stuff. It would convert into a toddler bed. And it was kind of like a sad, bittersweet moment for me. Like, I love that he was growing up and becoming a big boy, but you know what I mean? Like, every mom, when it's their last kid, you just kind of feel a little sentimental. You know what I mean? Just a little sentimental. You know, there's good seasons. Sometimes they end a little bittersweet, and then it's into a brand new season. God does that and makes it beautiful, and that's okay. We just have to learn to embrace that. I think sometimes when we feel like things are out of our control, we operate out of fear instead of faith. And when we work on that and we let God do the rest, guess what happens? Guess what happens? The faith comes. It's great, right? Like, the faith is the opposite of fear. That's what I've always loved, that little saying, because I do believe that. And so anyways, if you guys want something that's easy on the go, the rose bundle, I have 3 that I'm trying to sell for the end of this week. Then we're going to be moving on to a new bundle. I'm going to go over the new bundle next week. If you want to grab your goodies, make sure that you hit that emoji or you message me and I can get you all the details. I might even be able to get you a 50% discount if you guys like that kind of thing. Come say hey. Let me know if this is your first time watching. What state are you from? Are you from Alabama? I get a lot of people I'll just start chatting with that I've never met in person online, and I absolutely love it. And it's actually easier for me to chat online than it is in person. For some reason, it drains me very quickly. Like I said, I think it's an introverted thing, and I push myself, but nonetheless, even when I push myself, even when I use all the best tools, even when I use all the best prayer, I still feel drained at the end of the day. It's just one of those things that happens. So I can only take so much during the day, but I love the internet because, you know, I can take breaks when I need to and not feel like you're just walking out on somebody when you're talking to them in person when you need a break. And so I do love that. And I do meet up with a lot of friends that I meet on the internet, but I have to like space it out. You know, I have to space it out so I don't feel overwhelmed. But I love it because we'll just start talking like we're the best of friends and like didn't just meet. And what's crazy about it is like I sometimes forget where they come from. Like I forget to check their profile and see if they're actually local or not to me. And so a lot of times they'll be like, oh, you should check out blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, is that in my area? I've never heard of that. And I'll have to go check and they're like 2 hours away from me. I'm like, oh, well, that might have to be a different trip to be able to do that. It was like one time, I was so silly. I was like talking with a girl. She's like, come do my makeup. I'm like, absolutely, let's do your makeup. She's like, can you do it this date and this date? I'm like, yeah, that date would actually work for me. And then she responds back to me. She's like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I thought we were living closer together. I realized you're several hours away from me. I'm like, yeah, I definitely should have checked that. I definitely should have checked that. I did not. Yeah, so it's kind of Daphne brain sometimes. But that aside, I really do have a good time. I never thought this would be something that I would enjoy. I thought that, do you guys want to really know what I think? Does it matter? I don't know. Drop any questions you have below. We'll do a little Q&A if you have the questions. But I feel like a lot of you don't like talk back. You just kind of watch, which is fine, I guess. But like, I do like conversation. And I like to sometimes be able to hear what other people have to say about stuff. But, so, yeah, I don't even remember what, I don't even remember what I was about to say. There you go. Brain fart. But I do like it. I remember, there we go. I found it again. It picked up on the train. It didn't leave me behind. I remember when I first did this business, I thought that you had to be super salesy. I thought you had to be super spammy. I thought you had to be like constantly asking people like, oh, do you want this? Do you want that? And like, there's times when you can ask people things based on if they seem like they're interested, but you know, like, I'm not going to just reach out to somebody for no reason. Like, do you want this? Like, you know what I mean? Think about it. If it was like a real person walking next to you, which they are a real person, but think about if they're walking next to you and you guys are walking, you're like, do you want this perfume? No. Even if I thought I did, I would probably say no at that point, because like, why would you just start a conversation like that? But yeah, like that's my thought process. Like, I think that we need to understand what the business is about. A lot of people that I know that are curious about what I do, I always invite them to an opportunity call so we can like answer all their questions or just talk about the business. And it really does help them to see a side that they didn't expect. All the training that we get, all of the help with all the questions they have. You know, like I have some people, they're like, I don't want to sell online. Like, I actually want to sell in person. Or, and I say sell, but really it's sharing what you love. Or I'll have somebody that's be like, do I have to do it in person? I'd rather do online. It's whatever you want it to be. I'm just burping all over the place. MySpace girl, what? Do we have a MySpace girl on here? Oh my gosh. Hi guys. How are you? Hi Laura. I'm all over the place, but yeah, I mean, it's whatever you want it to be. It's what the business is, whatever you want it to be. I mean, you want it to be a hobby, then it could be a hobby. You want it to be a substantial amount of income that helps you supplement, by all means. If you want to go hardcore and be like this boss babe that makes 6 figures, yeah, you could. I'm not that, but who's to say we won't be there? You know, that could be in the roster and the goals if that's what God wants me. But right now, for me, it's been just to break some myths and some self-limiting behaviors that a lot of women have about themselves. Like, I was actually walking today and I was, you know, sharing like, hey, I'm walking, I'm doing the thing, I'm doing personal development, on my phone. And my neighbor that's all the way down the street that I've only talked to occasionally while walking, she drives up, she's like, hey, I think you do such a great job on makeup. And I'm like, oh, like, are you on my social media? She's like, yeah. I'm like, I am so sorry. I honestly don't know who's all on my social media. And she's like, yeah, you do a great job, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, thank you. And then we just got into conversation, and I love those opportunities. I think it's a great opportunity just to be able to be a decent human being and to minister to people in their own way. I think it's a great way to uplift people. I think it's a great way to tell people, like she was telling me, she's like, I don't wear makeup but 2 days a month. I was like, honey, I know you don't believe me, but I don't hardly wear makeup either. When I do, it is just to do like tutorials and stuff. And if I do the tutorials online, then I'll have the makeup on for the rest of the day. But like I was telling her, I said, I'm just like you. I don't even hardly wear makeup most of the time either. I said, you see me now, right? Like I'm walking and this is how I look. And she's like, yeah. And then she was like, telling me about like our new neighbors that are moving in. That's one thing I love about the older generation. Like they know the people in the community. And so like you don't know who's moving into your neighborhood. And this lady knows this person's husband, that this lady's sister that went to spin class or silver sneakers with them. And that's who's moving in. And she's a really quiet and nice lady. And I'm like, dang, you are awesome. So yeah, it's been a great like ministry just to be able to talk with people, to share with them that it's not beauty, it's not just makeup, it's not just skincare. Like that's all fun. That's the Esther type stuff. But really what's fun is creating space for yourself, giving what you have in your talents to God, giving yourself room to breathe and to rest like he asks us, and he even does, and using this platform even in ways that could be a positive way, like to minister to people. And that's to me what's the most rewarding about this business. So anyways, I can't wait to show you guys what this looks like when my skin transforms with this new rose. It's only, like I said, only a 3 set. It is coming in hopefully by next week if the expedited shipping expedites the way it's supposed to. So I will keep you guys updated as soon as it comes in. I am super excited to be able to use this because like makeup, like I said, is so fun, but skincare, when it changes your face and you have to deal with this all the time and it helps to clear up, that's what I'm the most excited about. That's what I'm looking forward to. And honestly, like the look on some women's face when I tell them like, you know, you look beautiful and you don't need this, but if you want some tips on wrinkles, if you want some ways to age gracefully, if you want some ways to feel confident in yourself, like an outfit makes you feel good, I got you, girl, and I'm gonna lift you up and clap for you. You want to do the same thing I'm doing? I'm gonna lift you up and clap for you. This ain't no competition. This is all God's work. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I love you. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Don't forget to stay sharp and always be on point. And if you have any questions, don't forget to message me. I'll talk to you later. I'm gonna get ready for Betty Boo, and we're gonna drink the rest of my sleep drink. It's gonna help me with my mood and my sleep.